Simplified Chaos, episode 38.
Life is beautiful and full of chaos.
And it can get slightly out of hand if that shit's not tamed.
We're here to share how to simplify the little things to help you lead a more intentional life.
This is Simplified Chaos.
Hello, wonderful friends. Welcome to Simplified Chaos. This is Jillian, one of your hosts, and I'm with my husband, Nicholas.
What's going on, folks? Crazy week here in the household.
It has been one chaotic but glorious week.
And we can't wait to tell you all about it, because that's what we're going to be talking about this episode.
Yes, today's topic is this past week, because we got to be real with you. And we've had a lot of changes, and it's been awesome.
That's pretty much what we can say about it, but we'll dive into it a little bit here.
Yes.
But before we get into that, as always, we're going to show a little gratitude. Jilly, what's up?
Today, I am grateful for just still being friends with childhood friends that I had. So today we went to a birthday party with a friend that I pretty much grew up with, and then somehow we went different paths when we got into high school, and we hadn't talked in a very long time. And then when she had a baby a couple months after I did, and because we both had babies, it was kind of brought us together, and we've kind of rekindled our old friendship. And we went to that birthday party today for her son, and it was really cool connecting with her and just a lot of people that I haven't seen in a while that I used to hang out with in high school. And it was just nice having conversations and just seeing where everyone is in their life right now, because everyone's in all crazy different places, and it's cool. Yeah,
and it's funny. I saw somebody who I used to play baseball with way back in the day, and it turns out he lives right around the corner from us. Like, we literally walked by his house this morning and didn't even know it, and now we know where he lives. So it was kind of cool just to connect with those folks. And it's just amazing how easy it is to just pick up where you left off. You might not have seen people for 10, 12 years, and then all of a sudden it's just like, no time's gone by. I mean, a lot of time's gone by. There's been a lot of changes, but still the same cool people, still a lot of things in common.
It's funny, just the power of conversation, just a simple act of just talking, and it brings back so many memories, and you can connect over, the past and the present, and I don't know. It's just funny how just talking can just connect, and bring you back.
Yeah, absolutely.
What about you, babe?
So for me, I am grateful for flexibility. And mostly,
because I put my feet behind my head that one time. It's like I could never ever do that.
Come on, don't lie to the folks. No, flexibility with work. Because of what happened this week, I needed to have some flexibility. And my boss, who also happens to be the owner of the company, is very flexible when it comes to being able to adjust schedules to work from home and whatnot. And this week would have been a lot more difficult had that not been the case. So, I'm truly grateful for just the flexibility, the trust in the employees that she has. And, it was really nice to be able to do what I was able to do this week. So, I don't have too much commentary with mine, because we'll get into that with the episode here.
Yes.
So, Jilly, what happened this week? This crazy, crazy week.
So this week, my sister had a baby.
Yeah.
And it was so freaking epic.
Yeah.
So Tuesday, so she was 40 weeks and 2 days. And she had, and her induction day was Tuesday morning at 9:45. And so they went to the hospital, and they put that little balloon thingy in her. I don't even know what the technical name is. I just know it's
the balloon thing.
It's the balloon thing. So they put the balloon thing in her, and to try and get things going, and they had to break her water, and so all that's happening. And of course, I had to be there. So I originally had a half day of school because I had a dentist appointment. And then once I found out she was getting induced, I'm like, well, I need to make this half day into a full day of not going to school and teaching, because I want to be in the hospital to watch everything and be there for it all, like my sister was there for me. So we get to the hospital probably around noon, because Randy's my sister. She was letting us know, like, nothing's happening, take your time, you don't have to be here right away. So we get to the hospital around noon. and she is starting to have contractions and having some pain, and then all of a sudden they stopped, and there was this like 4-hour lull where she was like normal Randy. She's like, yeah, I can still feel the contractions, but she was eating, she was walking, and it was like the craziest thing. I'm like, wait, you were just in pain and now you're just walking around. So needless to say, the induction day turned out to be induction day and night and to the next morning.
I feel like she's going into the Hall of Fame or something when you say induction day.
Well, she should after witnessing.
Oh, God,
yeah. So my sister did not end up delivering said baby until the next morning at 4:30 a.m. And meanwhile, I hadn't been home at all. I told Nick, like, this is a lot longer than we thought. So Nick was home.
I knew it was going to be long.
Nick was home with Lucille the whole day.
Yeah.
Whole night.
I mean, so basically that's why I was, grateful for flexibility, is because, you guys were there until noon. So I started work a little bit early that day and took full advantage of you guys being there watching Lucille, because basically once I took over at noon, there was no turning back and actually getting some work done. I was able to answer some emails and do a couple things, as they came in. But my attention was squarely on her until she went to bed at 7:45, and then from 7:45 until about 10:30, I was just catching up on the rest of the day's work. Which, again, having that flexibility is something that I'm truly grateful for, and it made it easier for you guys to be at the hospital, have peace of mind that Lucille is being taken care of, because I am the shit. No, I'm just kidding.
You're an awesome dad.
But I'm glad that you guys were able to have that experience with her. And yeah, like you said, for what time in the morning was
4:30 a.m.
All right, 4:30 a.m.
But yeah, I mean, having all of that time at the hospital, we were surrounded by immediate family and future extended family, I guess you'd call it. So it was a lot of hours just waiting, and it really made me appreciate the time with all of them, and just kind of reminded me that this is why I value family so much and time with them. It's because we just had some very fun conversations. You see the whole sides of everybody especially when you're in a room confined for over 2 hours. Like, it was way more than that. But I mean, I think when there's no distractions, nobody was on their phone. There was no technology. We were all just kind of hanging out and just reminiscing or talking. And my dad's making up really ridiculous jokes. Like, it's just really cool just connecting with my mom and dad together in the same room, because they are divorced. So it was just neat seeing that dynamic. And my sister's in there, when she was joking around before all the pain started. Yeah. And then, Mark, my sister's fiance's parents, I got to learn a lot more about them because, again, they were there. So it reminds me of just the importance of human connection and just conversation. And I know there's a lot of distractions in the world today, and I think sometimes we forget the value of just human to human, just talking, being near each other, especially family. Yeah.
And that's, it's moments like these that, just reaffirm that, we're extremely fortunate to have the parents that we have, and, the values that they've instilled on us over the years, and just that we're all still so close, and, they'll do anything at the drop of the hat for us. They'll be there when we need them most. They'll be there when you're in pain going through labor. Family is everything. And we're fortunate enough to have families that get along, our families all get along, which is, it's not happen. It doesn't happen all the time. So, that's something that we certainly don't take for granted.
No. And I was telling Nick earlier that I kind of had some reflection over this time that we were all together about just what I need in order to connect more, and definitely having that space and time, or what some might call boredom. We were just waiting, but that time is so needed because we were bored and there was space and time together. It's that's what started the conversation, because it's not like we were doing something else or just distracted by the television, watching something. It was just, we had that time together, and everyone was dedicated. They were all present too, because we're all there for, seeing a birth. So everyone's present in that moment and waiting that baby. And it's just crazy how one tiny event can bring so many people together, and everyone they're like, there's no negative vibes either.
No.
And I think that's really hard to get when you have a bunch of people together, especially family. Like, nobody complained.
Yeah.
Nobody talked about anything negative. It was just all positive stories and conversation, which I think is so rare nowadays.
Yeah. And you know, we call it a tiny event, but I mean, it's a huge thing. You know,
I mean, it's simple. Like, it's...
Yeah. But I mean,
I agree.
It's such a monumental event, you know, just to bring a human into this life. I mean, so many things have to go right in order just to get to that point. And, you know, everybody's excited to have a new member of the clan, new member of the family and whatnot. And, you know, the mother who's you know, giving birth, they need all the positive vibes they can get. And, you know, it's one of those things where we're fortunate enough to have people who get along. We want to make each other laugh. We love having conversations with our family members. So it's just, you know, a great experience for everybody.
And I think it is a rarity, but we are all open-minded.
Yeah, you have to be.
That's why we get along so well, is because all of us are open to hearing different ideas. Yeah. And even if our beliefs are different, we're still open to it.
Right.
And we love each other. So it's a lot of compromising, and there might be some disagreeing. But, I mean, we're all flexible and open, and we all have thick skin, so we can laugh at ourselves, which I think is very important, especially in my family.
No, I mean, it's you know, that's who you're the closest with, and if you can't joke with them, you know, then you can't joke with anybody. But you know, it's great dynamic that we all have. And
something else I realized after reflecting on the whole hospital journey is that just the power of touch, like watching Mark, just massage my sister and give her these light little kisses on her hand, on her neck, and just trying to hit certain points on her feet to help Brittany, her doula. I mean, Randy even said, like, all hands on deck was what helped get through this. Because she didn't use medicine like me. She had the same birth plan pretty much. And, you know, just the power of touch, what it brings to the body, and just knowing that Mark was there, like his presence is just... It's just huge. And I remember when Mark's mom came into the room when Randy was about to push, she immediately came in, was crying. And I don't really know his mom like that well, but we just connected on another level when she came in and cried, and we just held hands. And it's just like the power of just holding someone's hand, or, you know, just of touch. It just brings you back to like why touch and all just the human connection. It's just so vital. Oh, absolutely. It helps out all of our physical, our emotional well-being, and you know, it is absolutely vital. I mean, it's why we're humans. I mean, we're here on this earth to connect, and you know, we have to work together, no matter if it's bringing a baby into life or, you know, just a simple task around the house. You know, we all have to be in this together, and you know, we all buy in. You know, at least everybody in our household, we all understand that, you know, we all have to buy into you know, what it is that we're doing. We all have our specific tasks that we perform, but you know, it's a really nice group bond that we have here. And you know, I can't wait, you know, in a couple weeks or a month or whatever it is, to kind of share how our co-living is going, because we'll have a lot more stories and a lot more ammunition to, you know, kind of go back. But I mean, it's been a great experiment so far. Yeah. So if you guys don't know, we are co-living with my sister and her fiance. So we currently have... And our nephew. Well, yeah, I was getting to that. I didn't say Lucille yet either. Okay. So there's 2 couples, 2 babes, and 2 furry dogs. Possibly another furry dog coming. We're still trying to figure that out. But it is a full house, and we wouldn't have it any other way. And we're going to go with it until something else speaks to us. And I know it's very different from what a lot of other people would do, you know. We've just heard it all. Like, wait, they're having a baby and they're engaged, but they're not moving out. And we're like, no, like our house is big, like we have plenty of space. And I get a mixed bag of looks whenever I mention that. I know, but we're like a freaking team, and we do work so well together. And yeah, I mean, I think when you have more people in the house, it reminds me, I like human connection in my home too. Yeah. So like when it's an empty house, I feel it. I feel the emptiness, and it kind of scares me, and I don't like going to sleep when there's no one else in here. So it's that just kind of validates like how I think human connection is a basic need, and how I just feel better knowing that there's people in our home. So the more the merrier to me. And we're all open-minded and we get along, and none of us are lazy.
No,
we all do our part.
We all pick up our slack. Yep.
And we're going to do it until, it doesn't work anymore. And there may be a time where we're like, co-living.
And we'll know when the time's right.
I think we will. Yeah. But I love that we are experimenting and trying it out. And I'm really happy.
And I think a lot of it is, it's tough these days just to have a single family house and to keep up with all the bills and all the activities and whatnot. I mean, it's gotten more difficult to do those kinds of things. And it used to be that only one person in the family, had to work. And, if the mom wanted to stay home and take care of the kids, she could do that if she wanted to. But it's almost impossible these days for to have a one family member working while the other one's at home. But I think this situation is optimal for us, and everyone is going to benefit from it. We were able to help watch their kid. They're able to help watch our kid. Your mom is right down the street, and she's their caretaker during the day. So less
money.
Yeah.
We have to spend.
Exactly.
We're
all saving.
We're sharing and caring.
Yeah. It's going to allow us to do a lot of the things that we want to do. We talked about going on more vacations, doing maybe one big vacation a year, maybe two, and then with a lot of long weekends like every other month. That's a goal of ours. And, this is, again, going to allow us to do that.
And I think if we didn't start this, whatever you want to call it, this minimalism, this simple living journey, I don't think if we would have started that and started looking at our life a different way, I don't think we would have been as open to co-living. We would have been like, well, you guys are having a baby, so you guys need to get your own house. Like, right. I don't know if we would have been open to that idea, but I think since we started questioning everything we're doing and not just doing what we were taught or how we were raised, we're doing things that are different, far different than the norm. To us. Yeah, I think, but it's just, it just kind of validates what we're doing is bringing us, it's bringing us joy, because right now we're really happy and it's helping align with all of our values. We value family, we value traveling, we value experiences, and we're going to get to do that more because we are co-living.
Yeah. So a lot of great benefits from it. And, I can't wait to share how that's going. And, we'll continue to share that as we go along this journey. But so far, so good.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
It's very good.
All right. Anything else you wanted to talk about this week?
Oh, so I did have a resource and a quote of the day. All right.
Yeah, this one's going to be a little bit of a short episode this week just because it's been absolutely chaotic, but it's been a good chaos. It's just been a lot of fun.
Yes.
Seeing our family grow, seeing your sister and her fiance just become parents, and it was just a great transition. And they're both fantastic. So I don't know. I got teary-eyed a lot this week. I think everybody in this household got teary-eyed. So
there's a lot of crying.
Yeah. But yeah, it's not going to be a long episode this week. But what resources do you have here for us, Jilly?
So because my whole reflection of the experience with my sister and being in the hospital was just connecting with family, and instead of always being on our phone or distracted by work and being on the computer, I found this post and the Instagram handle is Alex the Speaker. So he is a motivational speaker, and he does some other things. But I saw a post that it just grabbed my attention and I loved it. And it was a quote, and it says, "You know what is sexy? A real conversation." And his comments are just, conversations full of substance. The most memorable conversations are always the most meaningful. One of the most attractive traits is connecting with someone whose mind is conscious and aware, open to exploring new ideas, beliefs, all while simultaneously challenging your very own. A real conversation, full of substance, simple yet powerful. And I thought that just, to me, that kind of enveloped the whole experience with his family and my family. And there's just so much power in talking and being open with those conversations that I loved it.
Yeah. And I'm sure we're going to have many, many, many more in the future here.
We better.
All of our families coming together for the holidays coming up soon. For Thanksgiving, we're going to have people over here. So it'll be a good time for us to get to know each other even more. And yeah, just build this, loving family. So I'm looking forward to having, a lot of these conversations and getting to know, a new side of the family here. So looking forward to that.
Yes, absolutely, babe.
Yeah. You have any take action?
The take action challenge, I would say, is just seek more human connection.
Yeah.
Find like-minded individuals that you can have meaningful conversations with.
I think that's very simple and straightforward.
I think so.
Get out there and do that.
More talking, less texting.
Yeah. No talky. No, I'm just kidding. What quote of the day do you have here for us, Jilly?
So the quote of the day is by Melinda Gates. I just made an assumption.
Gates' wife?
I don't know. I meant to research it, but then I got
pretty
lazy
sure
and I
it's Bill
stopped.
Gates' wife.
You probably are right. So the quote is, "Deep human connection is the purpose and the result of a meaningful life, and it will inspire the most amazing acts of love, generosity, and humanity."
100%.
100%.
Yeah.
I just think of that kid book that we read to Lucille
Oh, yeah.
about the cat.
Oh, man. Tumford the Terrible.
Tumford the Terrible.
Yeah. You read it in a really bad British accent.
It's not
It's
that
cute,
bad.
though.
I
I
forgot
love
what
it.
that line was.
I don't know.
All I
but
know,
you
he's
are,
like 100%. And I have
That's
to
how
read it
Jill
that way.
interprets it.
That's how I...
Yeah. She does a great job, though. She's a good reader.
Thank you. I
Yes.
use a lot of expression.
You do.
And I'm proud of it.
Absolutely. All right. Well, this was a short one, but we've had an amazing week. We hope you enjoyed the stories that we talked today about and share with you guys because, I don't even have any words. Like,
It was just
an
real.
amazing
It
week.
was
Yeah.
just, when you see something be come into this life, it's just, there's no words to express
Yeah.
it.
Just value it. Yeah.
Yes. That's a good way to end it. Just value the hell out of it.
Yeah. So thank you all for listening. We love you guys, and we will talk to you again next week.
See you later, guys.
We want to thank everybody for listening today. Please be sure to subscribe and sign up to receive notifications so you know when the next episode is live. If you like today's episode and know someone who could benefit from the topic we covered, please share it with them. And if you have any suggestions for us or want to chime in on today's topic, you can email us at simplifiedchaospodcast@gmail.com, and that's chaos with a K, or send us a comment on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. Thanks again for listening, and we will see you